My name is Ellis Grant, and what happened to me inside Glenridge National Park still follows me like a shadow I can't shake off. I used to think parks were the safest public spaces you could step into, but on one cold afternoon last year, I learned just how wrong I was. It was mid-October, the kind of day where the sky hangs low and the air smells like wet leaves and early winter. I had gone to the park to clear my head after a long week. I'm not a hiker. I'm more of a sit on a bench and overthink my life decisions kind of person. Glenridge has something called the quiet section. No bikes, no dogs, no loud talking. Just narrow paths surrounded by massive old trees that block out the sun. A place designed for peace. But peace isn't what I found. About 30 minutes into my walk, I noticed a man ahead of me. He was standing completely still in the middle of the trail, facing a tree. Not looking at it, facing it like he was being punished. He wore a heavy brown coat and a faded blue cap pulled low. At first, I thought he might be homeless or maybe hurt, so I called out gently, "Hey, are you okay?" He didn't move, not even a twitch. I stepped closer, 20 feet, 15, 10. That's when I noticed something that made me stop mid-step. His hands weren't at his sides. They were pressed flat against the tree, like he was trying to push his way into it. As I got within a few more feet, he exhaled shakily and whispered something, a single word, but I heard it clear as day. Closer. I froze so hard I felt my heartbeat stop for a second. He hadn't turned around. He didn't move his hands. He just said it again. Closer. This time a little louder, a little more desperate. Not angry, pleading, like I was helping him by obeying. I took a careful step back. The leaves crunched loudly under my boot. That's when he finally reacted. His fingers curled into the bark, and his shoulders rose, like he was inhaling the world's deepest breath. Then he pressed his face against the tree, not resting it, pressing it, like a child pushing their forehead against a door to listen through it. But his breaths, they were rapid, frantic, like he was on the edge of screaming. "Sir," I whispered. He whispered back, "Don't leave me here." My fight or flight kicked in so hard my vision blurred. I stepped back again, and that's when he turned around. Not slowly, not normally. He whipped around so fast his cap flew off. His forehead had bloody streaks, scrapes, fresh ones, still oozing. He had been rubbing his face into the tree, but his expression, it wasn't pain, it was relief. "There you are," he whispered. Then he smiled, but not a normal smile. His teeth were gritted, exposed, like he was forcing happiness with every muscle he had. I spun around and ran, not jogged, ran. The forest sounded alive behind me. Heavy footsteps pounding the trail, snapping branches, his breath wheezing like something broken was trying to keep up. I didn't dare look back. Every cell in my body screamed to just keep moving. But as I sprinted deeper into the quiet section, I realized something terrifying. I had no idea where the exit was. The trees all looked the same, and the path kept splitting into smaller trails I'd never noticed before. Behind me, the man shouted, "Don't leave me here again." Again? What did that mean? I burst into a clearing, wide open, silent, but something about it felt wrong. There were dozens of trees with the same scratch marks on them, faces, eyes marks. Some streaks were old, some fresh, and at the base of one tree was a torn piece of the man's brown coat. I wasn't the first person he'd done this to. Before I could think, a hand grabbed my shoulder. He spun me around, pushing me back toward one of the marked trees. "The woods don't let me leave," he hissed. "They only let people trade places." Then he grabbed the back of my head. His fingers were cold, stiff, and shaking violently. "No, stop. Let me go." I yelled. "You have to listen," he whispered. "You have to stay still. They'll take you, like they took me." I shoved him with everything I had. He staggered back, slipped on wet leaves, and crashed onto the ground. I didn't wait. I ran again, sprinting until my legs screamed. After what felt like forever, I saw the ranger station ahead. I ran inside, slamming the door behind me. The ranger, an older woman, looked confused and alarmed as I gasped for air. I told her everything, her face drained of color halfway through. Then she said something I'll never forget. "Sir, the quiet section has been closed for months. The paths were sealed because people kept going missing." "But the rope gate was wide open," I said. "Someone must have removed it." "We didn't remove anything," she said quietly. "We haven't touched that area since the last incident." My stomach twisted. She picked up a radio and called for backup, but they found nothing. No man, no tracks, no fresh disturbances. It was like he'd vanished into the trees. For weeks after, I had nightmares about that clearing. But the worst moment happened 2 months later, when I returned to the park. Not to walk, just to sit near the entrance and breathe. A ranger I'd never met before walked up to me. "You're Ellis, right?" he asked. I nodded cautiously. He sighed and handed me something. A faded blue cap. His cap. "We found this stuck on a branch in the quiet section," he said. "But the weird part is the scratches around it looked fresh, like someone was pressed against that tree just hours ago." Then he added, "And the gate, it was open again, from the inside." My name is Rhea Mallon, and for most of my teenage years, I lived across the street from Briarwood Park, this huge green space with a creek running through it and a wooden walking bridge everybody used for photos. But no one uses it anymore. Not after what happened to me there. When I was 17, I'd jog in the park almost every evening before dark. Briarwood was always full of families, kids, couples, which gave me this fake sense of safety. But there was one place people avoided, the North Bridge. Old wood, rotten planks, a creek so dark it looked bottomless. My parents always told me not to go near it. I didn't listen. One evening, I slowed down at the North Bridge to catch my breath. The air smelled like wet earth. The sky was turning orange behind the trees. I stepped onto the bridge. It groaned loudly beneath me. I took another step and felt a sudden tap on my ankle. I jumped back, thinking it was a branch or something in the water. But the creek was still, too still, like it was waiting. I crouched down and peered through the gaps between the planks. That's when something moved. At first, I thought it was just shifting water. But then 2 pale circles blinked up at me. Eyes, set deep in the darkness under the bridge. Too far apart to be a person. Too high in the water to be an animal. I froze, not because of the eyes, but because of what came next. A voice. Calm. Soft. Wrong. "Rhea, you dropped something." Hearing your own name in a place where no one should know it, that changes something in your brain. It cracks you open. I stood up so fast I almost fell backwards. The voice came again. "Don't run. I'm right here." I sprinted off the bridge. I didn't look back, but even as I reached the main trail, I swore I could hear wet footsteps following me. I didn't tell anyone that night. I convinced myself it was a prank, maybe some kids hiding under the bridge. But the next day, something worse happened. My bedroom window faces the park, and when I woke up early for school, I saw something standing at the tree line. Something tall, still, facing my window. I couldn't see its face, just its outline, slightly hunched, as if its neck was too long to hold properly. I blinked. It waved. 3 days passed. I stopped jogging, stopped going near the park at all. But on the 4th night, something tapped my window. Not the glass, the wooden frame. Like someone with long fingers was drumming gently, waiting to be invited in. I opened the curtains, thinking maybe it was a squirrel or the wind. But instead, something slid a small folded paper through the gap in the sill. It drifted to the floor. I stared at it for a full minute before picking it up. One sentence. "Why did you leave the bridge so quickly?" I finally told my mom. She called the police. They searched the park, but found nothing. Not even footprints near our house. But the officers made a strange comment. "The creek is unusually low," one said, almost like something big was dragging along the bottom. That night, I slept in my parents' room. At around 2 a.m., I woke up to a scream coming from the park. It wasn't an animal. It wasn't human either. It was somewhere between the two, wet, gurgling, and horribly loud. My mom called the police again. They found nothing. The final encounter happened a week later. My dog, Ivy, slipped out of her leash during a walk and bolted straight into the park. I chased after her, calling her name, my fear growing with every second. She ran faster, deeper, until I realized where she was heading. The North Bridge. When I reached it, she was standing on the planks, growling at the darkness beneath. "Ivy," I shouted. The creek bubbled. Something rose from beneath the boards. Not fully, but enough. A long, pale hand slid between the planks and pressed against the underside of the wood. Another hand followed. Then fingers curled around the gaps. Then a face, forcing itself between spaces far too small for any human skull. Bones cracked as it squeezed upward. Skin peeled. It was smiling, and in the wettest whisper, "Rhea, I've been waiting for you." I grabbed Ivy and ran. Rangers searched the creek for weeks. They drained part of it and found old animal bones, rusted metal, and debris. But they also found something else. Long grooves carved deep into the mud under the bridge, like something had been crawling there, living there, waiting. They told my parents it was probably erosion. But erosion doesn't whisper your name. We moved 2 months later, and for the first time, I felt safe. Until last week. My new house is 40 miles from Briarwood. Different county, different environment. But early in the morning, when everything was quiet, I stepped outside to get the mail. And in the gutter lay a small folded piece of wet paper. I already knew what it would say. I picked it up, unfolded it with shaking hands, and read, "The creek connects everywhere. Let's meet at another bridge." My name is Cole Heron, and I work night security for a small suburban park called Silverwood Reserve. I took the job because it was quiet, but on my 7th shift, I learned what actually lurks inside this place after dark. Part of my job was to check the old watchtower every night. It wasn't used anymore, just a leftover structure from the 80s, but we inspected it for trespassers or vandals. The forest around the tower is dense. When the wind moves through it, it sounds like the trees are whispering to each other. That night, though, the wind wasn't blowing, but something was whispering. Halfway to the watchtower, I heard boots walking behind me on the gravel trail. I turned around. A tall man in a ranger uniform was walking toward me. Wide hat, clean jacket, shiny badge that read, "District Ranger Halloran." But there was something off. Silverwood doesn't have district rangers. We barely have 2 staff members. He lifted a hand in greeting. "Evening," he said, but the voice didn't match his face. It was too young, too smooth, like he was copying a voice. I nodded slowly and said, "Didn't know anyone else was scheduled tonight." "New assignment," he replied. His smile never moved. Not once. We walked in silence for a few seconds before he spoke again. "You heading to the tower?" "Yeah," I said. "Routine check." His head tilted, too far, like he'd never done the motion before. "I'll go first," he said. "It's better that way." Something cold slid down my spine. We approached the tower, and he motioned for me to wait as he stepped inside. The door creaked open. Silence. Then the sound of slow footsteps climbing the metal stairs. I waited. 30 seconds. A minute. Then he called down. "It's clear. Come up." But his voice echoed wrong. Not from above, but from behind me. I turned. No one was there. But the voice came again. "Come up, Cole." That's when I realized. I had never told him my name. My heart hammered in my chest. I stepped backward toward the main trail. Then the tower stairs creaked. Something was coming down, slow, deliberate steps. I kept my eyes on the tower door. It opened. The ranger walked out, but his face, it wasn't the same as before. The skin looked tightened, stretched over the bone like plastic wrap. The smile was wider, too wide. "Why are you leaving?" he asked. I didn't answer. I just ran. The path to the parking lot is a straight shot, but in the dark, everything felt different, warped. Behind me, the sound of his boots changed. They were no longer hitting gravel. They were scraping, sliding, like he was dragging something heavy. "Cole," he called gently. "I'm trying to help you." His voice cracked halfway through, like a recording glitching. I ducked into a small ranger cabin to hide, locked the door, turned off the lights. My breathing was loud, too loud. I tried to quiet it, but panic makes you clumsy. Minutes passed. Then I heard slow footsteps outside the cabin. They circled it once, twice, then stopped behind the door. A knuckle rapped softly, like someone politely asking to enter. "Cole," the voice whispered, "I found something of yours." My blood ran cold. I hadn't dropped anything. A long, pale hand slid under the door gap. Too long. The fingers stretched out impossibly far, bending at wrong angles. In the palm was my ID badge, the one clipped to my jacket, the one missing only because I'd ripped the jacket off while running. He knew everything now. My name, my address, everything. He spoke again. "You are very difficult to replace." Replace? That word echoed in my head. Then I remembered something the older staff had told me on my first day. Before Silverwood became a reserve, the forest was used for search and rescue training. Several trainees went missing during off-record drills. No bodies were ever found, but sometimes people saw extra rangers in the woods, rangers who didn't belong. Suddenly, the door latch clicked. I hadn't realized he was unlocking it from the inside. The door creaked open, but no one was there, just the empty dark. Then I heard the voice behind me, inside the cabin. "Found you." I don't remember how I made it out. I don't remember the sprint, the screams, or the fall that tore up half my leg. But I remember bursting into the parking lot, seeing another ranger, an actual one, running toward me. They took me to the hospital. I quit the job that night. But the story doesn't end there. 3 weeks later, a box showed up at my apartment doorstep. No return address. Inside was my old torn jacket, folded neatly. And beneath it, a park ranger badge. Not mine. The name on it read, District Ranger Heron. My last name. And carved into the back was a message. "You fit perfectly. Try the uniform on. I'm not done replacing you."